Synopsis of Young Sheldon's Season 6 fall finale hints to the return of its enemy. Hello everyone, my name is Alana. Welcome to my channel. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And give this video a like. Up. If you thought Sheldon Cooper was the funniest character on The Big Bang Theory, then wait until you meet his younger self in Young Sheldon. The beloved prequel not only showcases Sheldon's genius, but also his hilariously awkward and sometimes outlandish interactions with his family, friends, and the world around him. Reddit has been buzzing with discussions on the funniest episodes that will leave you rolling on the floor laughing. Let's dive into the 7 funniest Young Sheldon episodes. According to the Reddit community, you won't believe which episode tops the list. It all starts in the very first episode. Sheldon Cooper, a 9-year-old genius, is thrust into high school, and of course, it's chaos from the start. What makes the pilot so funny is how Sheldon, in all his glory, navigates situations with zero emotional intelligence. He's brilliant, but socially inept. Reddit fans love Sheldon's scientific explanations for his behavior, especially when he attempts to explain to his mother, Mary, that his lack of friends is due to his intellectual superiority. It's an iconic moment that sets the tone for the entire series. One Redditor hilariously commented, "Sheldon trying to explain why he's too smart for his peers was the funniest thing I've seen. His total lack of self-awareness is what makes it so hilarious." Sheldon's absurdly mature intellectualism clashing with his inability to understand basic human emotions is pure comedic gold. This episode is packed with awkward humor that Reddit fans can't get enough of. Sheldon, in his typical fashion, tries to help his mother, Mary, deal with her emotional struggles. The trouble is, Sheldon has no emotional intelligence himself, and offers her advice that is both unintentionally hilarious and completely misguided. From his awkward attempts to comfort her with his cold logic to his inability to grasp the situation's emotional depth, this episode is filled with funny moments that highlight Sheldon's social ineptitude. One Reddit user said, "Sheldon's attempt to comfort his mom with statistics is both heartbreaking and hysterical. It's just classic Sheldon." Sheldon's completely logical approach to Sheldon's intellectual curiosity doesn't stop at science. It extends to religion too, which leads to one of the funniest episodes of the series. In this episode, Sheldon begins to question his mother's faith and attempts to debunk religion using his scientific knowledge. The humor comes from his bluntness and his lack of understanding of how deeply personal faith can be for others. Reddit fans have said this episode is one of the best because of Sheldon's unrelenting logic and his total disregard for anyone's feelings. A Redditor explained, "Watching Sheldon question religion with the same tone he uses to question scientific theories is pure gold. His Sheldon's complete inability to understand the nuances of faith leads to some genuinely hilarious and uncomfortable moments." This episode is a fan favorite on Reddit because it shows Sheldon's genius taking a turn into pure chaos. Frustrated by the lack of intellectual challenges in his school, Sheldon decides to go rogue and create havoc in his family's life. What follows is a hilarious sequence of events where Sheldon's need for mental stimulation leads to him disrupting everything around him. His family's reactions are priceless as they try to keep up with his antics. Reddit users love how the episode captures Sheldon's brilliance and his complete disregard for normal behavior. A Reddit user said, "Sheldon completely dismantling everything in the house because he was bored was so relatable and so funny. You can feel the chaos brewing." Sheldon's intellectual frustration turning into full-blown anarchy is comedy features one of the most awkward and funny moments in Young Sheldon history. Sheldon, after learning about the concept of relationships and sex, embarks on a mission to understand the topic more thoroughly. His awkward attempts to engage with his mother and others on the subject are both cringeworthy and hilarious. Reddit users can't get enough of Sheldon's complete cluelessness about human relationships and how he inadvertently makes everything awkward. One Redditor remarked, "Sheldon's approach to sex education is like watching a car crash in slow motion, so awkward, but you can't look away." Sheldon's lack of understanding about relationships creates an endless stream of hilarious, cringeworthy moments that never fail to make fans laugh. This episode is a fan favorite because it shows a rare moment of vulnerability for Sheldon, but it's still hilarious. After a difficult day, Sheldon becomes emotional, leading his family to believe he's sick. The way Sheldon tries to manage his emotions with his usual scientific detachment, while everyone around him is trying to comfort him, leads to a hilarious series of events. Reddit users point out that this episode shows how even Sheldon's more vulnerable moments are funny because of his inability to understand his emotions. A Redditor commented, "Sheldon having a meltdown because he can't handle his emotions is so funny, especially when he tries to explain it away with science." Why it's funny? Sheldon's vulnerability combined with his scientific approach to everything makes for an extremely funny and unexpected twist. In this episode, Sheldon faces a challenge when he realizes that his intellectual prowess might not be enough to win a scientific debate with his peers. His internal meltdown, complete with snarky remarks and awkward confrontations, leaves Reddit fans laughing. The humor in this episode comes from Sheldon's inability to cope with being outsmarted and how he handles it in his signature awkward style. Redditors love how the episode takes Sheldon's usual confidence and flips it on its head. One Reddit user said, "Watching Sheldon lose control and get completely flustered when his intelligence is challenged is too good. It's like watching a genius in a panic." Why it's funny? Sheldon's rare moments of self-doubt and frustration are both hilarious and incredibly relatable. These 7 episodes represent some of the funniest moments that young Sheldon has to offer. Reddit users have spoken, and it's clear that Sheldon's unique personality, his unmatched intelligence, awkward social interactions, and inability to understand anything beyond science creates endless comedic opportunities. From his awkward discussions about relationships to his bizarre reactions to everyday life, young Sheldon proves that laughter is universal, even when you're a child genius. Which episode do you think is the funniest? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to watch these episodes if you haven't already. You'll be laughing for days. The show's real antagonist makes a comeback, according to the official Young Sheldon Season 6 fall finale synopsis. The Coopers are beginning to settle after a dramatic Season 5 finale. Despite some challenges in recent weeks, everyone in the family is doing well. Following their apparent resurgence of interest in one another, Mary and George's marriage appears to be doing especially well. The connection between Georgie and Mandy is also improving as they finally agree on how to handle their impending baby. Sheldon and Missy, meantime, are both succeeding in their individual arcs. However, young Sheldon is about to undergo a transformation when its real antagonist makes a Thanksgiving holiday. Young Sheldon is currently taking a vacation. On the other hand, the church, the show's real antagonist, will also reappear in the Coopers' lives when it returns with a new episode. The congregation will target Mima's video store in Young Sheldon Season 6 Episode 8, Legalese and a Whole Hoo-Ha, according to Futon Critic. See the complete summary below. Mary made the decision to distance herself from the congregation after she was brutally dismissed by Pastor Jeff following the announcement of Georgie's pregnancy. Even though the Cooper matriarch is presently experiencing a crisis of faith, there are unmistakable benefits, something both George and Mima made a point. Mary is now more laid back and enjoyable to be around after her time away from the church. As a result, she becomes more loving toward her spouse and more understanding of her children. Indeed, that may be the reason that she and George have found it simpler to resume their romance and improve their relationship. Considering all of these advantages, the church does appear to be young Sheldon's real antagonist. Regretfully, The Big Bang Theory has already established that Mary will ultimately attend church again, and she will be incredibly unpleasant and critical in the name of her religious beliefs. Now the question is how and when. According to the Young Sheldon Season 6 Fall Finale summary, Mary may eventually become entangled in the chaos, although it doesn't appear that the congregation's interference with Mima's video store would directly affect her. It might also be how she finds out about her mother and Georgie's illicit gambling den, which is hidden under their video store and laundry. You can anticipate that Mary's perspective will change as the church re-emerges in the Coopers' lives. However, given George's imminent death and the publicity surrounding his infidelity, young Sheldon would wish to extend this time of calm before misfortunes befall them and Mary reverts to her previous behavior. In this manner, CBS can capitalize on the show's familial elements, which are already its greatest strength. Additional, Big Bang Theory Mary's bitterness is explained by Young Sheldon Season 6. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay with us.